Hello world. So if you're working with a WordPress multi-site, you may sometimes encounter a 403 error when trying to load your website, your subdomains. And I'm going to kind of show you how I fixed it. I read a lot of these posts and they're not very descriptive in the way they fixed it, but they are correct. So let me just give you a visual to show you how to fix it. So once you've added your domains, right, to your cPanel, okay, you need to point to the document root, assuming that this is where your WordPress multi-site files, the actual install of the WordPress install lives. So let me give you an example. When you added a domain, right? Domains, and add a domain or add-on domain, and on the add-on domain, I don't know, call it. This is just an example. Dogfood.com. It creates the subdomain, right, and adds this to my registry, right, here inside my cPanel. And if I go look at how the record that was created, you're going to see that it creates a subdomain, right? We have the domain here. But what we really need to look at is the actual domain mapping. You do that by going to domain, domains, and you're going to see that when I added this domain, dogfood.com, it created a document root and mapped the document root to its own domain. That is what caused the issue. Issue number one on fixing this particular 403 error with WordPress multi-site install. So what you need to do is go into Manage and change this mapping, this new document root, to be the directory wherever you installed your WordPress multi-site files, right? So in this particular case, I have it installed on my public HTML, right? So I just public HTML, update, and that will should solve your problem there, right? So now if we go back into domains and we look at the mapping, now dogfood is going to point to the public HTML because I don't actually have any files installed on dogfood.com. All my WordPress multi-site install, all the files, everything lives under my public underscore HTML. Now, yours might not be public underscore HTML. Yours might be another domain.com slash, whatever, whichever directory you installed your WordPress multi-site files, that's where you need to map that domain to in your cPanel, so it knows where to go read the files. Okay, so once you've done that, another thing you must do, right, is get an SSL installed. That was a big part of our 403 error as well, was that our SSL wasn't installed. So of course, I'm sure most of you know how to do this already. You just install an SSL on your actual domain, dogfood, in our case, dogfood.com, and then that should solve your 403 error. That's how we solved the problem. I'm actually going to delete this because we don't need that. But that would be how we solved our WordPress multi-site 403 error problem. And to just kind of give you an idea, we didn't do anything fancy here. We just had our domains mapped, and we used a plugin for mapping. Okay, so our plugin that we used for mapping is a pretty basic one. WordPress multi-site, right? WordPress multi-site domain mapping, and that's how we pointed our domains to our subdomains, right? So we didn't do anything special, but that was the big problem, was that our um, our sites, right, were the mapping in our cPanel was wrong, and that's what we had to do, was take our domain, right, and point it to point it to the root directory, for, in our case, not the root directory, the public underscore HTML directory in our particular case. So I hope this helps you. Good luck.